out of the blue-white game?
It's awesome just to go out there in front of the best fans in the country, in front of 75,000 people, and just have a practice. You know, getting your family and friends up for a weekend, like right in the middle of the off season. Really good experience. It's one of my favorite weekends of the year by far. So I'm really excited.
Coach talked about it's not really as much evaluation of the game; it's more for the fans. Do you guys kind of look at it that way? The practices are kind of more important than the game.
Somewhat, because you know they kind of dumb down the spring game. There's a lot of base stuff. We're not going to run a lot of the things that we don't want other teams able to see, that we want to save for the season. So in a sense, but obviously everyone wants to go out there and everyone wants to win and compete and make a name for themselves. So.
What's something you want to learn from Saquon, either training-wise or technique on the field, maybe talking stuff like that?
I try and learn as much as I can from him. Literally every time I come out in practice, I go to him. I say, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? I watch film from last year. I watch all of his plays. I'll text him and be like, why'd you do this? Like, can you look at this play on Thundercloud and tell me why you did this? Tell me like why, like all the whys behind the whats. So literally just as much as I can, I learn to try and ask him questions.
Have you always been that inquisitive, or is that something that you've kind of developed?
I kind of honestly learned it from him, seeing how he would ask Coach Huff and Akil and Hack. He would literally just bug Hack and Akil to the point where he was like annoying them, asking for questions. And at that point, like when we came in like that, he was doing that, and I was kind of too shy to, ask questions. If I didn't know something, I kind of just be like, oh well, I don't want to sound like a dumb freshman, like I don't know what's going on. And he would speak up and ask the questions. So I kind of took his approach to that, and it's really helped me a lot.
Are you in more of a comfort zone as far as your role goes on this team now than maybe you were one spring ago?
Yes and no. Obviously, I just want to help the team as much as I can. All of the running backs want to have. Our goal is to be able to, God forbid, knock on wood, all three of us get hurt. That one person can take every single rep for the entire game, and we can win the game. So that's our goal. That's like where we want to go from now to the start of the season, which I'd probably say we wouldn't have had that last year. All three of us had our weaknesses last year, but I think we really want to get to that point where all three of us can play every snap of a game and win the game for the team.
So what do you have to do to get to that point now? What's left to do?
Big part, all of us have our weaknesses. My thing is a mental thing. Obviously, from a conditioning standpoint, I don't know how many guys in the country can take as many reps and hits as Saquon does. So physically, mentally, emotionally, not getting too high and not getting too low, just being able to stay locked in for the entire game. So that's probably our main goal as a running back group this summer.
What's the top play been, for the offense from a guy not named Juwan Johnson?
Top player?
Top play.
One
that stands out, maybe practice to me.
I'll think about that. Hammy had a really nice fade route and went up over a corner and just caught it on top of his head on our scrimmage last Friday. Probably that stuck out a good bit.
You still live with Saquon, right?
We actually don't anymore, and we're like, I don't know where he's living next fall, but I'm moving off campus, so we won't be anymore.
You'll still trade cooking tips, though, right?
Yeah, we'll probably still cook together this summer.
What's the biggest difference you've seen in Trace since the Rose Bowl game to now?
He was obviously a great leader from the start. He is a lot more comfortable now, I'd say, just with the offense, with everything, being a leader. We used to kind of joke last year before he'd get up before games and give us a pump-up speech, and he would kind of stutter a little bit. And now, we were just saying the other day how we noticed that he's just smooth and just calm, collected, and ready to go. He's always never too high, never too low. Just a really good leader.
Do you sense a different energy in camp this year? I mean, based on what you guys were able to accomplish and what your expectations are going forward?
Definitely. I'd say last year everyone was kind of slow, hesitant, just learning the offense, and now we're just lock loaded, ready to go. And that, from the defensive standpoint, I've seen honestly probably some of the most competitive practices that we've had since I've been here this spring. We're just competing as hard as we can. The defense kind of picks up on our little knickknacks and kind of knows what we're going to do based on our alignment or formations or things like that. And then from an offensive perspective, we kind of know what they're going to do from what they're doing, and we kind of switch things up. So if we line one place and they think they know what we're going to do, we'll change it up and switch our alignment up to something else just to try and keep them on their toes. So it's good back and forth.
It's more competitive practice, I guess, right?
By far, yeah. Right? These are honestly some of the most competitive practices that we've had since I've been here for 2 years.
What happens next for you after the late game? Coaches go recruit. What are you going to do?
We're going to take finals the week after next, and then go home for a week and a half and then come back and just start working in the summer. Summer is where we really get in a lot of our work. You take 1 or 2 classes each summer semester, so that's like 2 hours out of your day. So the rest you can just focus on football and your nutrition, getting your body right, things like that, recovery and everything. Summer's like probably my favorite part of the year. You get to obviously focus on school, but just really put a lot more time into football and everything else that goes into that.
Did you see the early signing day stuff that came out last week?
Yeah.
As a guy who went through the process, what are your kind of thoughts on?
I honestly don't know enough about it. I like saw a tweet about it, but
how do you kind of assess the offensive line play during the spring, running behind them?
they're a lot more comfortable than they were last year. A lot farther ahead than they were last year. A lot of young guys are stepping up. Obviously, Bates is a leader. Obviously, Andrew Nelson is a really, really good leader. And then the young guys like Michael Menet and Will Fries and Mike Miranda are really stepping up and playing well. So that they're a lot farther ahead than they were last year, which is good for the entire offense.
I know the coaches have their expectations, but what are your expectations for the running back group for this Saturday?
We want to go out and put on a show. Obviously, my goal every practice is no fumbles, no mental missed assignments, and we just want to play well and put on a show for the fans.
You have a goal for that. Are you further along in terms of where you were when you started spring, in terms of where you are now in that regard for fumbles and a lack of mental issues?
I've met my goals pretty much every practice. Coach Huff has us all write down 2 or 3 goals for every practice going in, and then kind of go back and self-observe ourselves. And I think that's helpful, thinking about that during practice and then going back over and being honest with yourself after practice about how you did.
What are some practices you were most proud of and some of those goals you met?
I think I did well. I had a couple of days that weren't my best, but I think I had an overall pretty good spring. I feel a lot more comfortable in the offense a lot. Last year I was kind of like on my toes and nervous about what am I going to do here, what am I going to do there, not fully like understanding the whys behind the what's on every play. I think that's probably been my biggest jump from last year.
Andre, I came a little late, but I heard you talking about the intensity that it is with the running back group. Can you just kind of elaborate on that and what it's like and how fun it is to play with a competitive group like you guys have here at Penn State?
We're all best friends, honestly. We hang out outside of football all the time, and we push ourselves in the weight room and out here on the field. And it's as competitive as you can get while still being friends, but it's good. It makes us better, it makes the group better, it makes the team better. So.
And I've asked a couple of your teammates this throughout the spring, but do you feel an extra motivation coming off the Rose Bowl, and have you seen that kind of hunger grow from this team of what you guys can do this season?
I would say, yeah. I'd say definitely we kind of saw what we could do as a team last year and kind of like opened our eyes a little bit to how good we actually were. So let's just push everyone harder for this year, knowing that we can get back there. And now our goals are Big Ten championship again and a national championship. So.
Is something you started talking about, right? Is that you guys will have a lot more of a target on your back than you have in years past? Does that come up at all so far?
Not really. We go into every game with the same mentality. We went into Purdue with the same mentality that we went into Ohio State with last year. So every team we're playing like it's the most important game on our schedule, and that week we're focused and ready for that.
Has Coach Moorhead changed how he runs an offensive practice here since he has a year to know you guys? Not necessarily the formations you run, just the style of practice, the pace of it.
I'd say now that we know the system a little better, he's a little bit more relaxed because we know how to practice, we know what he wants, as opposed to last year. He kind of had to teach us what he wanted, how he wanted us to run practice, what tempo he wanted, and everything like that. And I think now everyone kind of knows the deal, knows the ropes, so he's a little more relaxed with us.
2 more?
Did that make it a little easier for you guys this year, kind of obviously having played under his offense throughout a season? Did it make the spring ball a little easier to jump into?
By far, yeah. I was saying that earlier. We had to install the offense last year, so we had about 3 or 4 practices of installing this year, and then we started working on kind of our weaknesses last year, things that caught us up, and everyone's more comfortable, everyone's playing faster, and not worrying about playing hesitant or anything like that. So yeah, by far.
What are you telling some of the new guys just about the blue and white game, and just to try to calm their nerves down for this Saturday?
It's another practice. It's a practice in front of 75,000 fans. So we just want to go out and stay injury-free, have fun, and just put on a good show for the fans.
Thanks, Andre.